first time we're really showing off this authentic period setting of Empire Bay. It's really nice for us to be able to demonstrate some of the key features that players are going to experience. Things like the police system, shops. Now you get a really complete picture of the Mafia 2 experience on a whole. The size of the world is approximately 10 square miles in size. I haven't measured it personally, but that's what I'm told, which is double the size of the city of Mafia 1. The technology that 2K Czech has created allows us to create this hugely seamless experience. The biggest advantage of that is we can stream these great interior environments that are more akin to something like a third-person shooter. We have over 100 sort of small locations in the city, shops, bars, restaurants, things like that. Also, we have these huge mission environments, sort of like hotels, warehouses and stuff. And all of these, when you go in, they're all completely destructible. And that's a really cool thing for an open world game, to have that level of detail, have that level of quality and destructibility within them. It's often the thing that suffers in other open world games, but it's the thing that I think our game really, really excels at, is really, really pushing the boundaries. So the police system in Mafia 2, it's fairly aggressive for an open world game, as it was in Mafia 1. We want to sort of get the player to sort of behave realistically, as if they were a Mafia guy, and as such we need a police system to keep the player in check. We don't want them running around with a bazooka sort of blowing everything up. That's pretty unrealistic. Or if they did do that, the police would come down really, really hard on them. As such, the police, they sort of they'll sort of pull you over for some minor tasks as well, things like speeding tickets and pulling your gun out in the street. Also, we asked the police, they sort of behave realistically to the period, so it's a very sort of line of sight based system. So if whilst you're out of line of sight of the cops you dive down an alleyway, then you're going to lose the immediate chase. It's a very unique sort of police system. It's just a bit of an advancement from what you've maybe seen in open world games before, but it really supports our narrative structure. You know, it really allows us to do these things. We've just dug into what actually happened in the 40s, 50s. You know, police didn't have helicopters and eye in the sky and police databases back then. So it's really nice to allow players to just be able to duck down alleyways and sort of, you get that sort of really 50s movies feel of the police. You use the cover system, you're hiding, you can see these guys sort of sneak past. It's a really cool sort of exciting sort of feeling to do that. We have some over 50 vehicles in the game. They're all sort of based on realistic cars from the 40s and 50s. And as you mentioned there, one of the things that we kind of wanted to advance again from other open world games is sort of creating this sort of kind of ownership. It's not very realistic for our Mafia guy to go through the game stealing hundreds and thousands of cars. Whilst you can do that for sure, like a Mafia guy, he would sort of get a car and he'd sort of maybe invest his time in it, or he'd get a car delivered by other guys. So what you can actually do is you can spend money upgrading your car. Now, it's not a cheap thing to do. You're not going to just do it to any old car. It's quite expensive, you know. You're going to have to have earned this money over an amount of time, and then you can sort of spend your money, upgrade your car, upgrade the handling, upgrade the performance and things like that, and then you store it back in your personal garage. And it's a nice thing. It makes cars a little less disposable to the guy, and also it's a thing that gives you, as a Mafia guy, something to spend your money on. And it's nice. Once you've upgraded your car is completely unique to the city, you know. Nobody else in the city has a car like yours.
You ain't even gonna give me a tip?
You want a tip? I'll give you a tip. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Always the gentleman, huh, Joey?
Just get the fuck out of here.
So the game's coming on PC, 360 and PS3 for an early 2010 release.
Come by any time and pick up your money. And who knows, I might have another job for you. Now, where was we?